Hi guys, my name's Betsy. This is my 5k perspective with Shalom. I met him in Clissold Park, which is kind of close to me, and I have run around Clissold quite a bit before. At this point in the run, Shalom had left his D-lock at home, so he's trying to find somewhere to leave his bike, but he left it with some people at the tennis courts. Normally I run from my house and then I'll run around the park and run back, but because we met in the park, I think we ran around it like 2.5 times to make it to 5k. So I usually like running. I like a mixture of park and street running just to keep it interesting, because otherwise it just gets quite boring for me. I wanted to go into a bit of background as to how I started running, because running doesn't necessarily come naturally to me. Must have been about 5 years ago now. I was running a business. I had a donut business. And me and my business partner, we were doing a lot of manual lifting on our feet, loads, and we probably weren't doing it properly. And around that time, I did go to the gym, and I did a bit of walking, but I wasn't necessarily that into my fitness. It's not like one thing happened one day and then suddenly I realised my back was completely messed up. It was like kind of over a couple of months. I just started to get really bad lower back pain. It was mainly on one side of my back. So this had been going on for a while, and I suppose I didn't really treat it properly at the time. And I was getting into yoga quite a lot. And yoga is great, but because of my lower back, the way it's like hypermobile, a lot of the back bends and the positions that I was getting into were actually just making it worse. But at the time I didn't really know. Then I was introduced by a friend to the green room, and I started to train there. I had PT sessions and I started to go to classes, so I was getting a bit better with my back because I was doing weights and stuff. And I was probably the fittest at that point that I'd been in my life up until then. Then I fell pregnant, and pregnancy was hard in the sense that I didn't have the motivation, or I felt too ill to do any exercise basically. But all this time I was still working, so I was still doing all the lifting, etc., and the long days. Then after I had my daughter, it was probably the worst point for me in terms of pain, and I kind of just felt like I was living with like chronic pain. Even walking, even like picking her out of the crib, I couldn't even pick her up or hold her in like the carrier thing because it was too painful for me. Like my back was just too messed up. So I just thought I'm never going to get better, and obviously like the way you think mentally affects how you feel physically. Then my brother actually told me about this amazing clinic in Angel called the Career Clinic, and they specialise in like sports and injury recovery, and they do a lot of massage there. So I started to go there like very regularly, and I was having a lot of deep tissue massage, and they were just like to me, look, if you keep coming here and having massage, you're not solving your problem. Like what you need to do is work on your glutes, you need to work on your quads, and you need to work on your core, because my pelvis had kind of been a bit out of whack from the pregnancy, so everything was kind of just a little bit, broken, I suppose you could say. So I did some one-to-one Pilates actually there, and that was amazing. Then I started to do some reformer Pilates, and then it was like December 2019 that I joined in with the 5-day Bootcamp at the green room, because I was like, right, now's the time to properly get my fitness back. Like my back was feeling a lot better, I was feeling stronger. And even at that point, I was like, I hate running, I'm not a runner. Like I just didn't enjoy it. But I suppose it's because I never really did it, so I didn't know. Then we closed the business in January 2019, just before the pandemic. Lucky for us. And I just carried on like the whole of last year doing the boot camp 5 days a week. And I started to do, I think I went on one run last summer and one 5k run by myself. And I was like I'm gonna die. Like, I found it really, really difficult. And it was only the second lockdown, the one that was just before Christmas, where I was thinking, right, I've really got to do something now. And running was the only thing that was readily accessible to me, because obviously gyms were closed and stuff. And I just started to enjoy it, weirdly. And I downloaded Strava, and I think it was just the community of people that were doing it as well. So you see someone else has been on a run, and you think, oh, I can do that. And someone's done a 10k, and you think, oh, I can do that. So yeah, at this point now, it's April, and I'm not running as regularly as I was during December and January and February, because we're doing our bootcamp again. And I actually my knees started to get a bit sore, obviously because of the running on the pavement thing. But I still managed to go on probably one run a week, but I want to do more. I always strive to do more. And it is my aim to kind of go in the mornings, because the morning's the best time for me. I like to go at like 6 a.m. before anyone's got up and before there's like people hanging around on the streets getting in my way. I usually run with one other person, or I run by myself. I'm yet to run in a big group of people, because obviously those big group runs weren't happening when it was the lockdown. But I found setting myself challenges, and also like planning my route the night before. Like one day I was like, I'm going to run to Angel and back, and then another day I was like, I'm going to run to the river, and it just helped motivate me. And I think that it's a combination of all the things that I was doing, the regular massage and like the stretches that the physio gave me, plus doing some boot camp and weights and stuff, and running. Just kind of helped my back get better, and it's probably 80% better now. But the good thing is that it doesn't hurt when I run. And before, I just thought there's no way I'm ever going to be able to run, or like be a runner. But yeah, it's still a work in progress, but I do enjoy it. So at this point, I've finished the run. Our average pace was 6.6 kilometres, which is quite good for me, because I have been trying to get the average pace up. And the time was 30 minutes, 38 seconds, so not my personal best. I did recently manage to get my personal best 5k, and it was under 30 minutes. Now I find 5Ks easier than when I did that run last summer. So yeah, because I've done quite a lot of 10Ks now. We recently did a charity 10K run with Chloe and Kilton. I did find that one quite hard. Sometimes I find them harder than other days, but it all just depends on loads of different factors, like whether I've had good sleep and stuff. Yeah, so thanks for watching, guys, and I hope you enjoyed my video.